Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope your day is starting off just great. Behind me is the sun setting in Saskatchewan, posted on the I Choose Canada group page by Marty. Why did I select this picture? Because it's the perfect picture to describe what's going on. The sun could be setting on the leader of the opposition party, Conservatives, Pierre Poilievre. He could be on his way out, but he's trying desperately as we speak to force an election so that he has one last hope to hang on. Now, does that sound a little bit dramatic? Did I make the intro a little bit too dramatic? Let me get into the details with you. And when you're discussing politics, this is about as dramatic as it can get. With this backdrop, reported on CTV News November 6th, the Bank of Canada Governor Tiff McCallum, our top economist, he said, and I quote, "I think there's a significant change in this budget. The government is very clearly reducing their operational expenditures, putting more of their spending towards investment, and that's both public investment and efforts to catalyze private investment." Generally, he was very pleased with the budget. And remember, this is the Bank of Canada governor who is very careful in what he says because what he says tends to impact the market. So statements like this are very positive. With that backdrop, the Liberal budget had to clear its first non-confidence vote today in the House of Commons. The Liberals, the Bloc Québécois, and the NDP voted down a Conservative sub-amendment on the budget Thursday evening that, if passed, would have forced a new election. The Conservative sub-amendment was to a Bloc Québécois amendment that calls on the House to reject the budget. A vote on the Bloc amendment will take place on Friday. Okay, amendment, sub-amendment, what's exactly going on? The key thing here is that he has chosen his path. The Conservative Party, under his leadership, has proposed an amendment in the House of Commons that, if the vote would have gone negative, would have forced an election. So he has staked out his position. He is against the budget. He wants his party to vote against the budget. He wants an election. He's made it plain by putting this motion forward that the Conservative Party will not support the budget. If that vote had gone his way, I would be doing a video now explaining why we're having an election before Christmas. So that is his position. And he's desperate to have an election now, just as he was desperate to have an election when Jagmeet Singh would not agree to his non-confidence motions. Why is he so desperate to trigger an election now? Well, because Conservatives are starting to turn their back on him. A second Conservative member, MP Matt Généraux, announces resignation from Parliament the day after a Conservative MP just crossed the floor to join the Liberals. And this was reported on CBC News, and you've missed a perfect opportunity, CBC. The headline should read, "Another one bites the dust." Hey, another one bites the dust. Freddie Mercury, I miss him. Conservative MP Matt Généraux announced Thursday he is resigning from the House of Commons, according to a statement with CBC News. The decision comes after rumors swirled this week that the Alberta member was considering crossing the floor to the Liberals. Généraux said he ran in the last election hopeful that Canadians would put their faith in a team led by Pierre Poilievre of Conservatives, and he wanted desperately to play a role in that vision, but the outcome was not what I anticipated. So this guy's desperate to trigger an election while he still has the votes. In another couple of days, he may not even have the votes. Plus, he's facing a leadership campaign at the beginning of January. And with MPs crossing the floor and resigning from his party now and having not even won his seat in the general election, this guy's going to have a tough time holding on to his leadership. So he's desperate. He's desperate. He wants an election because if there's an election called right now, everything stops and we get into campaign mode and none of the parties have time to really choose a new leader. So he would be hanging on for one last chance. And the headlines all over the place are going from bad to worse for this guy. Here on the Hill Times, Poilievre still isn't selling hope, just nastiness. And they end this headline by saying Calgary will tell the tale, Calgary being the place where he's going to undergo his leadership review in January. Now, here's one aspect of this story that I just find fascinating because I mentioned this in one of my earlier videos months ago. Do you remember the video I did when I asked the question, do you think it was a good idea for Mark Carney to call a by-election right away so that this guy could get his seat back? Because the Prime Minister is the one who has the power to call by-elections. And what happened was the MP from Battle River, Alberta resigned, vacating that seat, which meant it was open to a by-election. The Prime Minister had the opportunity to call one whenever he wanted to. He could have waited, even up till now, without calling a by-election, which would have left that seat vacant. But Mark Carney said, no games, I'm going to call the by-election right away so that he has a chance of getting back into the House of Commons. He called the by-election and he's back. He's back. And he wants to stay desperately. But now, let me do a little bit of math for you, okay? The Liberals were 3 seats shy of a majority a couple of weeks ago. And then a few days ago, that MP crossed the floor to join the Liberals, leaving them 2 seats shy. Now a Conservative MP has outright resigned, leaving them 1 seat shy. Well, let's see. Can any of you think of one particular seat that might be better vacant right now? He's hanging on for dear life, and he's the one vote short that the Liberals need. They need 1 vote now to pass this budget and to escape a non-confidence motion. And you can be sure that he's going to be voting no. He's clinging on by his fingernails. He wants that election. All we need is 1 MP in the House of Commons to vote with the government now for the budget, and it will pass. And then this guy will have to face his own party members for a leadership review. And he will have the chance to explain to them that even though he lost an election in which his party was leading by over 25 points a month before the vote, they lost in a humiliating defeat, and he lost his own seat in that election, and he had an MP cross the floor to join the Liberals, and he had an MP quit just before the budget vote. He can explain to his party now how he's still the guy for the job. It's okay, Pierre. You can go back to the job you had before politics. Oh, wait a minute. You never did have a job before politics. Let me end the video here with this beautiful picture of the sunset in Saskatchewan rather than Pierre Poilievre's face. But let me point out just in closing here that the next confidence vote will be on Friday, the Bloc Québécois amendment, which will probably pass because the other parties will not agree with the Bloc. And then the budget will not be voted on. There won't be a final vote till probably the end of the month because the Parliament is scheduled to close for 1 week during Remembrance Day. And then when they come back, they'll finally vote on the budget. So we still have to wait probably till the end of November to know whether the budget passes or not. And if it does not pass, it will trigger an election. But hey, if the Conservatives have lost 2 members in 2 days, there's a lot more time to deplete the ranks further. Let me end with this excellent cartoon. The media is now running with it, okay? The memes are starting. This is a fantastic cartoon that I just have a look at it. It's beautiful. I think this captures the feeling. It's broken, I tell you. Canada's broken. A child under the tree smashing the Canadian. I thought that was funny. That makes me laugh. Leave some comments in the comment section and let me know what you think. This is just political intrigue. You really didn't gain a lot of information in this video, but it's very entertaining. When things happen in politics that are entertaining, I like to share them with you because, you know, you have to smile and laugh and be a little bit, see some humor in some of the stuff that's happening. While these guys fight for their lives, we can have a little bit of fun with it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. If you want to support my channel on a monthly basis, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button. Have a fantastic rest of your day, everyone, and I'll catch you all on the next one.